It's another high school hockey night doubleheader from Printscape Arena in South Point. I'm Matt Gajtka. Welcome to the rink as Richland takes on Peters Township in the 7 o'clock start in a Class AAA showdown, the second of two meetings on the season between these two squads. Thanks again to Todd Kazarowski and crew on site for 10-band TV, and a big thank you to Eric Martin from Ameriprise Financial. He's a financial planner there, and he is our game sponsor. Well, he's a season sponsor, but he's our special game sponsor for tonight as well, bringing you the broadcasts. And we thank all the sponsors all season long on not just 10-band TV, but also PetersHockey.tv. Peters Township coming off of a disappointing result last week on our network at Mount Lebo. They dropped a 5-3 decision to the Blue Devils. That on the heels of a shootout loss to Erie Cathedral Prep. Ended up being a winless week for PT, but still with a record of 6-4-1. They're just a couple of points behind Richland for the third spot in Class AAA, but the Rams have won 3 in a row, boosting their record to 7-2. And really, the Rams over the past 2 years have been outstanding for head coach Jordan Yaklich. He's gotten this program into high gear, he and his players, of course. Over the last 2 seasons, going back to a difficult start last year, Richland is 16-3, and that includes a run to the Penguins Cup semifinals last year, where they lost to eventual finalist Upper St. Clair. Over the course of this 3-game win streak for the visiting team tonight, Richland, they've outscored their opponents 13-4, and like I said, at 7-2, tied for third place in the 11-team Class AAA standings, despite playing fewer games than everybody else in Class AAA. Those 3 wins they've stacked up in a row have come over the past 5 weeks since early November. So it's been kind of sparse as far as the schedule goes for the Rams, but they're really digging into it tonight as they travel to South Point down Interstate 79 to take on Peters Township. PT, well, they haven't been as invincible at home or overall this year as we're used to seeing the defending Penguins Cup champions, well, 2-time defending Penguins Cup champions. Got off to a rocky start, winning just 1 of their first 4. Then they reeled off 5 consecutive victories to jump back into the title chase as far as the regular season is concerned, including, we saw it on our airwaves here a couple of weeks ago, a 7-0 wipeout of Cannon Mac in the annual Miners Cup rivalry game. But since then, like I mentioned, last week was disappointing, and the culprit was late-game defense in both of those games, to Cathedral Prep, in which they gave up the tying goal in the third period, and Mount Lebo, in which they allowed 3 goals in the third period, turning around an early lead. The Indians were a little bit porous, or a lot more porous than they'd like to be in the closing stages of it. So that'll be, of course, priority 1, get back to defending well and get back to the form that allowed them to reel off 5 straight victories. There you see Richland trying to spoil all that and trying to win their 4th in a row and go into the holiday/winter break on a high, even though they'll only have played 10 games prior to the winter break, whereas Peters Township will have played 12. This is game number 12 for PT out of 20. So more of a front-loaded schedule for Peters Township. They've played more games, but yet they're 3 points behind Richland in the Class AAA standings, which, by the way, we'll get those to you in just a second. But North Allegheny, the Tigers, are atop the classification as of right now with a record of 8-2. Seneca Valley right there tied with them with a record of 8-3. Upper St. Clair with 15 points at 7-2-1. And then, like I mentioned, Richland, the only team that's played single-digit games so far at 7-2. So that's your top 4. North Allegheny, Seneca Valley, Upper St. Clair, Richland. Then we see Bethel Park and Peters Township tied for 5th. Top 4 get home ice in the first round. After that, it's all neutral site stuff. And maybe a little early to talk about playoffs, but just let you know what the implications are as far as positioning, let you know what's at stake. There you see the Rams will be dressed in their traveling greens with the black helmets and black pants. Peters Township wearing its traditional white home uniforms with the red helmets and red pants. A little bit of intrigue every game with PT to see who they'll start in goal. Kyle Thomas got the win against Pine Richland when these two teams first met this season, which was on opening night way back in the first week of October. Peters Township won 3-2 at the Barrel Ice Complex in Warrendale. Luca Maeda had a goal and an assist from the blue line. Camden Martin, the Indians' leading scorer, with 18 points. He had 2 assists that night to get off to a good start, and senior goalie Kyle Thomas got the start, making 24 saves. He and junior Ethan Williams have split the duties this year. Thomas playing in 9 games and Williams in 2. On the Pine Richland side that night in the opener, that tight loss for the Rams, senior Benjamin Bayleys picked up a goal and an assist. But the top 2 guns for Pine Richland, the senior Zachary Howard, a team best 9 goals and 13 points, and also with 13 points, including a team-high 8 assists, sophomore Cullen Campbell. I told you Camden Martin has 18 points to lead Peters Township, Drew Alexander, his senior classmate, not too far behind, with 16. Both of them have scored 8 goals apiece. Also, Charlie Caputo, senior forward, 6 goals on the year. And freshman forward, Blake Ivancic, with 4 goals, ranking 4th on the squad. As far as goaltenders go for Pine Richland, they've also split up their tandem mates. Brett Sudak has 6 starts, and Nathan Dembowski has 3. And it will be Ethan Williams between the sticks for Peters Township with a record of 2-0-0, going up against the senior Dembowski, 2-1-0 on the year. So both teams go to the goaltender who's played a little bit less this season. Interesting. As we get rolling from Printscape, thank you for joining us on 10 Band TV. Wrist shot goes wide from the left point to start the proceedings this evening. First of 2 games, we have a Class B game coming up later as it's shot right toward the front. Caputo trying to jam it in on the rebound of Corbel's blast from the right point, but Dembowski made his first save of the night. Stuffed into the near corner. Stepping up there was Corbel, back to the point. That's where Martin, covering for his D-man, shot it on goal. Another save for Dembowski in the opening moments. But anyway, it's a Division 2 now. It used to be B, now it's Division 2, but we'll have a D2 game at 9 o'clock as Trinity hosts Morgantown. So stick around for that on the PIHL channel on 10 Band TV, which you can access on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or just on the World Wide Web. The Rams finally clear. They get a change here. Tough start for Pine Richland in its own end. But now here they come. But Luca Maeda wedges his way in to take that puck away. Fed it over to the near side wall. He'll take it himself. Maeda, 2 points against the Rams on opening night. He was driven hard into the wall there by Pine Richland's Carson Versella. A couple of Versellas on this squad. Both he and AJ have played extensively this year. Here are the Rams, and it's Casper shooting and deflected out of play over the high glass and over those festive holiday lights you see hanging on top of the high glass. That's a new touch for this year. I don't recall the folks at Printscape ever doing that before. It is appreciated. 15:22 to go in the first period. And again, the season sponsor highlighted tonight, Eric Martin of Ameriprise Financial. Up the near wall and slung off the wood to Ivancic, number 22. 4 goals on the year as a freshman. That's notable for anybody, but especially Peters Township, where it's tough to make the lineup as a freshman. Holleran, a sophomore, tried to poke it forward, could not. Williams stops it behind his net. Caven Fisher ran into some trouble, forechecking pressure from Parkhill. But now Fisher tried to escape, tripped up by Nick Coop, but play continues on. Or at least it appeared he was tripped up by Nick. Carson Parkhill with the clear for the Rams. PT has put some goals on the board in their last 2 games, both losses, as a wrist shot by Van Meter is patted out of there by Williams. They've scored 3 in each of their past 2 games. The problem has been on the defensive end. They've given up more goals than usual this year, 2.5 per game, which ranks 5th out of 11 teams. Usually PT is dominant on both sides of the puck. Really offense and defense, kind of middle of the pack. 3.4 goals per game, 6th out of 11 teams. Right smack dab in the middle. Benjamin Bailey's escapes out through center. Tried to hook up with Cullen Campbell, the star sophomore. He was unable to center it accurately. Poked in deep by Zachary Howard. 13 points on the year. Angled it back out to the point, but Rock Monaco couldn't keep it in. So the Indians have a free clear. They do force it up the far side. Alexander left it behind. It was on the blue line. No, it was not. It was just barely out into the neutral zone, apparently, according to the referee who made the call. So we got to go by his judgment. My name is Matt Gajtka. Thank you for joining me. This is my 9th season broadcasting Peters Township boys hockey. And my 3rd remotely for 10 Band TV. Thank you so much for coming along for the ride with us. Thanks to Brian Mitchell, Matt Popchak, who've been contributing their play-by-play and analysis, time and talents this season. Martin going cross rink, came right to the doorstep, score! Drew Alexander. Well, Martin wasn't trying to feed him, but it came to him anyway. And he shoots to thrill to make it 1-0 PT. Just 3 minutes and 47 seconds in. Great zone entry from the Indians, and Martin, when he was trying to go to the backside, instead it bounced right to Alexander. And really nothing that Dembowski could do but hope the shot hit his pad. Otherwise, he was dead to rights. Drew Alexander's 9th of the season to lead the squad. He's now one ahead of Martin, who will pick up the primary assist on the play. That's Martin's 11th helper. Wish we had numbers on how many primary assists players have in the PIHL without having to parse through all the box scores, because I feel like Martin's had a ton of primaries this season. He's been the #1 playmaker by far. Icing against Peters Township. So PT gets that hot start, but like I said, last week it wasn't so much about starting slowly, it was about finishing. We've got a long way to go in this one, at least 51 minutes of game action, 17-minute periods in the PIHL. Coop at the face-off dot, controlled for Pine Richland. Stuff try at the side of the goal for Blake Schultz, denied by Williams, who pinned his body to the post. Back to the point, a wrister deflected right out in front by Nick Coop, and off of Williams and wide. Ivancic sending it ahead. Fisher, the defenseman, in on the play. Score! Counterattack goal. Kevin Fisher to the roof. 2-0 PT. Early stages, first period. Pine Richland got caught with 3 bodies up ice, and they couldn't recover. Fisher, the defenseman, activates and gets by Roger Williams on the outside, and then buries past Dembowski. 2 goals in exactly a minute. For Fisher, his 2nd of the year. This is junior season. His 2nd varsity year. And I gotta say, that's the most aggressive I've seen Kevin Fisher on a rush up ice out of the games that I've called, and I've called the majority of them. Caputo toward the front. Oh, just off the toe of Dembowski, looking for Martin on the backside, who hacks it toward the slot, bouncing around, out toward the point, and kept in by Maeda. Swirls to the right corner. Dispossessed of the puck. Up the wall, and it'll be Benjamin Bailey's wearing the captain's C, turning it over. Martin dropped it. Caputo shooting against the grain, and he stubbed it into the corner. Alexander toward the front. This line is absolutely buzzing. Driven toward the goal by Wateska. That was blocked down. Great move to the outside. Cullen Campbell. Glove save by Ethan Williams, and he holds it, keeping it 2-0. Man, we've had some action early, haven't we? In the first 5.5 minutes, look at that move to the outside by Cullen Campbell. You can see how he is tied for the team lead in scoring. As a 10th grader, little inside out against Maeda. who played defense his first couple of varsity seasons, he played forward his first couple of varsity seasons, now on defense. Driven in by Peters Township, and Dembowski holds at the side of his net. Nothing further. Alexander and then Fisher, 1 minute apart, have given Peters Township the early edge. Fisher went up the ladder on Dembowski, closing in. And as an attacker, when you have all that momentum going toward the net, it's intimidating for a goaltender to face. Repepi, right on goal. You heard the thud off the stick of Dembowski. Cleared across by Pine Richland, but the Rams just a step behind at the moment for the most part. Casper dumps in. Here's Peters Township's Corbel overskating. It's back there with Fisher. Stepping back to help out Jeremy Poon, and Poon clears to the neutral ice area. Noah Taggart backpedaling. But now it's Fisher for Peters Township. Off to Corbel, number 76. Aiden Murphy getting into the mix, but now it's back in the clutches of Fisher, under 10 to go in the first. Peters Township at 6-4-1. They're used to having a couple of more victories on the ledger at this point of the given season. Been playing catch-up since a 1-3 start. Schubert pinned off the puck. Flipped around, but not out. Maeda pinched in for PT, but Blake Schultz controls for the boys in green. Headman delivery, finds Taggart. He tries to go diagonal into this near side corner for Van Meter. Van Meter, backhand pass toward the front. Fended off. And chipped out. Here's some choice words of frustration over our microphones on the Pine Richland bench. But now it's Martin closing and shooting off a shin pad. It hit Logan Kozak's leg. And here are the Rams. Howard, good look, and he hit the outside of the right post. Oh, goodness. So there's a couple of rushes there for Pine Richland. They've gotten behind the PT defense. Once for a de facto breakaway that Williams snagged with his glove. Drop back by Alexander. Martin's in the middle. Couldn't take the pass and broken up. Back to Caven Fisher, who knuckles the puck in deep. Back to take was Colton Andrighetti. Martin's lurking. Alexander's got Caputo in front. Alexander scores! How about that shot? No angle, no problem. 3-0 Peters Township. 8:17 to go in the first. We're just barely past the midway point of the opening frame, and Drew Alexander has added 2 more to his season total. Well, the Rams just backed off a little bit, and he decided to go bar down before Michael Desjardins could take away his time and space. 3 goals in 5 minutes now. 5 minutes and 1 second to be exact. Timeout Pine Richland, as you might imagine. Alexander shot that puck so accurately, it almost disappeared for a second. It was rattling around on the top of the cage. So Coach Jordan Yaklick's got to talk to his squad. I mentioned they've won 3 in a row, but they've only played 3 games over the past 5 weeks, dating back to early November. So maybe just not in the most prime of game condition, not just talking about physically, but also mentally. Whereas Peters Township played 2 games last week. This is their 4th game of the month already. Let's listen to the PA, see if there are any assists on the play. Caputo and Martin, Alexander's line mates. And did he ever take advantage of just that little bit extra time that the Rams afforded him at the side of the net? So the goals read Martin from Alexander and Gajtka at 3:48. Kevin Fisher from Zach Palmieri at 4:42. Pretty sure it was Blake Holleran, or Brady Holleran, but we'll go with that for now. And then Alexander from Caputo and Martin at 8:43. So actually a little less than 5 minutes. 4 minutes and 45 seconds separate the three goals. Impressive offensive outburst from an Indians team that's been looking for something like this, especially against a team that's ahead of them in the standings, or even anywhere around them in the standings. PT put up 7 against Ken and Mac, but the Big Macs have been struggling this year on both sides of the puck. So to start this well against this quality of a Rams team speaks well to where the Indians are at starting this game. Van Meter up through center. It was deflected in, so no icing. Corbel to Fisher on the left side now. High hoist off the window. Back to take this, Kozak. One touch by Coop through the neutral zone, and the Rams are away. Snapper up high by Aiden Tarasovic. That missed the goal. Flip toward the front, Maeda, a little bit of trouble there. Left it behind, but Gajtka does finish the clear. Down to the final 7 of the period. Up the wall, bouncing around. Here comes PT again. Bryce O'Donnell, the senior, directs it on net from out by the blue line. Blocker saved by Dembowski, who's got to be feeling a little bit shell-shocked right now. Icing, or pardon, offside, the call against the Indians. Peters Township is playing its 50th varsity year. They've piled up well north of 500 wins to this point in those 50 years. And a lot more rapidly in the 21st century than the 20th century. It's been a nice last 2 decades plus for this program. 6 Penguins Cups now. Chipped up and through, but on the back check, O'Donnell, he gets in the way of Hayden Keegan on the wall. Out through, but Repepe couldn't get there in time. Roger Williams with a shot, and Ethan Williams makes the save on a little cutback move from the rangy D-man. Blasted on goal from the point again, and that was Proctor putting it on goal, and a penalty is on the way. Our first penalty of the game with just under 6 to go in the first. And judging by who is pleading his case, it's going to be against the Rams, as if they needed that. Hooking. Whistled against Benjamin Bailey's. I would say the captain. He's wearing the C, but a lot of teams do co-captains, excuse me, these days. Bailey's to the box. And Maeda on the power play takes the shot as he got around a defender, but shoulder saved by Dembowski and a clear by the Rams. So Peters Township revs it up again. They rank 8th on the power play this year. 19% conversion rate. That point shot undeflected. Bangs off the end wall and driven to the neutral zone, but no further by the Rams. Maeda headed it off there. Martin got around a couple of Rams with some smooth stick handling. Martin to the doorstep, scores! The backhand deke. And he slipped it into the goal behind. Oh, I just noticed that Brett Sudak has taken over in net. So he's beaten for the first time tonight. And Peters Township has a 4-0 lead on Martin's slick maneuvering. Another point for Martin. That's 3 on the evening. 21 points on the year for him. And I did not see this coming tonight. I thought it was going to be a close one. Well, not looking like that so far, but the Rams have it in them to make it interesting. Good pass to the middle. Tarasovic looks to the front of the net as he dropped it back for Carson Versello, but Versello's shot pass never got through. Versello picks it off in the neutral ice area. Took it away from Murphy. Great deke to the outside and a stop by Williams. Fantastic move by Tarasovic, and they score on the rebound. Pine Richland gets on the board, a much-needed goal for the Rams with 4.5 to play in the first period. Keep up if you can. 5 on the board in the opening frame, and from the Rams' perspective, they finally get one. Well, it was turned over. A failed clear, and Jeremy Casper hacks it in high into the net for his 4th of the season. It'll be unassisted as it was given right to him. But Pine Richland doesn't care about that. All they care is that there's a 1 next to their name now on the scoreboard. So Martin's goal is answered just about a half minute later, 35 seconds later, by Casper. It's a 4-1 game. To the near side. And out the far wing, Blake Schultz. 11 in green. Rubbed off the puck. It's stolen away by Schleeper. Jacob Schleeper, making his 5th appearance of the season. Bounce through to the red line, and Holleran ushers it further. Under 4 to go in a very eventful, very offensive first period from Printscape Arena. Thank you for joining us. Wristed in by Corbel of Peters Township. Caputo into the corner with it. Alexander couldn't catch up. So Dembowski started for Pine Richland. Now Brett Sudak is in goal. And I think that change was made at the timeout. But Sudak greeted very rudely by Camden Martin, bursting off the wall and right to the top of his crease. Bailey's dispossessed and turned it over. Martin tapping it forward. Campbell, though, trying to turn the corner. Cullen Campbell, look at Williams, way out of his net to make that stop and freeze the puck with 2:41 to play before the break. Howard to take the draw for Pine Richland. Bit of a delay here to get things resettled, and O'Donnell gets the call for Peters Township. It's O'Donnell out there with Poon, and I see Teska and Maeda as well, and John Repepi, junior first-year Indian. Back toward the front. And patted out. It was really a save on a pass by Williams. Otherwise, could have been danger for Peters Township. Poon thought the puck was going to get behind the net. It never really did get there. Wateska serves it right past a couple of Indians. And Kozak for Pine Richland. Inaccurate breakout pass. Wateska flips it off the wood. Now trying to come to the doorstep is Campbell, and he stopped once and stopped twice. Another rebound, and it hit a ram right in front of the net. Oh my, tough break for Pine Richland. I think that was going in, but the shot hit a shin pad right on the goal line. Proctor dumping in, so I told you the Rams could come back. They have it in them. Centering play, and Repepi couldn't take it away. Shot deflected back out high. Proctor put it on net, and Williams melts it down. Good action. Give credit to Williams and his teammates for hanging in there, but yeah, the Rams have some pushback here in a big way. They've gotten one. If they can get another before the break, they'd feel okay about themselves for sure. Williams sticks that shot out of play. We'll do it again from that same face-off dot. Here we go again, and another chance, and tipped over the netting again. Tarasovic coming open for a second. So now we see this Rams attack that's averaging 3.6 goals per game. Looking a lot more like that than the team that started this game looking overwhelmed. Caputo had the puck ripped away by the back-checking Casper. Up off the wall and down. No icing here. Fisher with exactly 1 minute to go in the first. Caven Fisher turning this way and that. Wants to head up this near side and toss it right over the head of a Ram, but back in the possession of Adam Proctor. To his deep partner, Williams. Roger Williams with red gloves on that green jersey, looking rather festive and appropriately so. Got to be his amateur team, I'd imagine. The color red, like I said, makes for an interesting look. Little Minnesota Wildish. Van Meter with 23 seconds. Having some trouble making any headways. Up the near side, Howard couldn't clear. Caputo punched it to the corner. 15 seconds to go. Kozak. Maybe the Rams content to just run out the clock with the puck in their corner. 3 seconds. And that's it. I think Peters Township was also happy to take a 3-goal lead into the first break. Goals from Alexander, 2 of them. Caven Fisher and Camden Martin for Peters Township. 1 back the other way for Jeremy Casper of Pine Richland. The Rams run their second goalie, but they're not quite out of it yet. Back in just a minute for the second period from Printscape Arena. Peters Township leads it by the score of 4-1 over Pine Richland. PT trying to defend home ice. Like I said, it hasn't been quite automatic this year, not as automatic as we're used to seeing from PT when they have teams come into Printscape. But you wouldn't know it from the scoreline so far. We start the second period at even strength. And the line of Martin, Alexander, and Caputo have accounted for 3 of the 4 goals for PT. Doubling back Maeda, trying to find some space. All over him, Campbell for Pine Richland. But now Martin with some room, shot it and a save by Sudak. It jumped over the goal to the far side. Martin on it again. Feels like 91 has had the puck for half the game. Lead pass, and it's a breakaway. Campbell, stopped by Williams. Remember that one, just a half minute into the second. Campbell gets it back, hits the trailer, cruising in Van Meter. Great save, rebound again. And it's under Williams. No, it's under an Indian, and it's a penalty shot. Covered up in the crease by Joey Wateska, I think. Maybe Charlie Caputo, who got in behind his netminder as well. But when a skater, a defending skater, puts his glove or equipment over the puck in the crease, it's a penalty shot. There's the first attempt by Van Meter. It was still loose. And Zach Howard got the backhand. So Wateska gets 2 for a delay of game that he'll serve if the penalty shot isn't converted, I believe. And a rarity, a penalty shot in the PIHL. I don't think I've seen one before. Outside of a shootout, of course. 45 seconds into the period, a chance to cut it to a 2-goal lead. Howard scores. Great move, long reach, 4-2. 2 in a row for the Rams. And like I said, this one is far from over. Very deliberately, Zachary Howard creeped in, dangled, and deposited past Ethan Williams. So Pine Richland now with 2 goals on 11 shots. They were outshot 12-9 in the first period. Penalty shot goal. Something you don't see every week in the PIHL. And Rick Tingle is talking, well, rather authoritatively to one of the referees. Looks like Cliff Bumford has a stocking cap on, getting in the mood of the season as well. I don't know what the debate is over here. Seemed pretty straightforward to me. Penalty shot was called. Penalty shot was converted. Yaklik, the Pine Richland head coach, now getting the courtesy of a conference. So what is the call? Are they saying it doesn't count? I don't know why. I don't know why it wouldn't count, but it didn't. No idea what this is about, but it's back to 4-1, and now Howard's got to try to score again after that beautiful move. The head games, and the shot and the score. So no deke, he shoots, he still scores. Probably feels like for him, he's got a couple on the night. He went blocker side. That's that cheat code shot for lefties against the lefty catching goaltenders. You can usually find some room past that blocker, and it is the short way for a lefty shot. Well, we don't have to change our score sheets, do we? Penalty shot goal. Again, but for real this time, for Zachary Howard, his 10th goal of the season. Maybe he thinks he should have 11, but it's 4-2 for real this time. Gonna ask around a bit and see if anyone can figure out why. I couldn't quite make out what was being said down there. Why Howard had to retake the penalty shot. But because the penalty shot was made, no penalty called against Gajtka. So wipe that off the board, but that's of cold comfort to Peters Township, which had seen its 4-goal lead sliced down to 2. My name is Matt Gajtka. This is PIHL High School Hockey Nights on 10-Band TV. And we've got a pretty good one suddenly. Holleran's dump in, angled off the corner boards, right to the netminder Sudak, who started the game on the bench. Brett Sudak Jr. He has a record of 5-1-0, a .908 save percentage on the year, 1 shutout. I never gave you Ethan Williams' season stats. Beyond his record, he's got a .933 save percentage and a 1.64 goals against. Scramble off the draw. The Rams have command, but only briefly. Coughed up. Maeda bounced it in the direction of O'Donnell, but he can't quite get there. Forces the play to the near corner. That'll be Poon, but he couldn't make a play. Taggart cross rink. That's intercepted by Peters Township. So can the Tribe get back on the attack here after what's been a mini rally by the Rams? 1 goal late in the first, 1 here early in the second. 3-on-2. Poon mishandled, trying to get around the edge. He's checked off the puck by Van Meter. And Van Meter holding inadvertently, just fan on the pass, and then shot in. Delayed offside, wiped off. As Peters Township comes out of the zone, and Maeda draws a penalty. First penalty of the game against Pine Richland. Peters Township, or probably second penalty of the game against PR. And PT will go back to the advantage. Benjamin Bailey's again. It was hooking the first time. It's tripping this time. Peters Township is 1 for 1 on the power play. Martin will take the draw. Campbell forced to come in. Howard was booted from the dot. Martin wins it to the line. A shot and a save by Sudak. No further play. Gajtka guided that on target. Gajtka and Fisher to the point men. Martin again whacks it back to Gajtka this time on the second attempt. Alexander, Caputo, and Martin are your forwards. Alexander hit from behind, knocked down. Play continues. No further penalties. Alexander to Martin. Fisher rips the shot, deflected by Caputo off the glass, and cleared by the Rams. Half minute gone on this power play, the second of the night for Peters Township. Strong skating and puck handling by Martin. Swirls in behind the net. Gajtka out by the point. Right back down in deep, but intercepted there by Proctor. Gave it right back to the Indians. Alexander to Gajtka, shot. Save, rebounds to loose. Martin, oh, he put it right into the goaltender, Sudak. And we get the stoppage with 1:01 left on the power play. Brilliant look for Martin and the Indians, but not to be. If you're joining us late, Peters Township scored the first 4 of the game tonight. Since then, the Rams have asserted themselves. Holleran high-rising shot. Blocker save by Sudak. Deflected it to the end glass. Fisher exchanging on this near side. Gets it right back and put it offline. Sudak still got a piece and hacked out of the zone by the Rams' Jeremy Casper. 1/2 minute to go on this power play. Still early stages, second period. Holleran, one touch across, good pass there. Finding his man Gajtka, still out there, playing the point. Holleran, sharp angle shot on his off wing. That was blocked down. Palmieri follows up. Zach Palmieri turns it back to Holleran, takes a look and shoots. And again, offline. Fisher, good step up. Palmieri, he's got Ivancic with him. And there is Ivancic. Final seconds of the power play. Takes a look to his backhand. Wanted to feed to Palmieri right on the post. Didn't get through. The Rams are back to full strength. Fisher shooting off a stick. And off the boards. And out through to center. Casper, it's a 2-on-1 for Pine Richland. Casper shooting. And I think Williams got a piece. Then it got nothing but glass. The Indians were back checking hard. I think that's why Casper decided not to try to force the pass across. And hoisted down by Peters Township. Good work there. Fisher still out there. What a long shift this is. This is like 3 minutes. At this point, he's got to make it back over to the bench, and he does on cue. Fisher and Gajtka play the entire power play on the points. Campbell. Back pass, looking for Williams. Didn't quite work out. Charging ahead is O'Donnell. Right in on the goaltender, and Sudak made the save. Or pardon, that was Martin, excuse me, 91, not 93. He's right back out there after the power play. Rick Tingle giving this unit another shift in quick succession, and why not? They've been so productive tonight. Campbell toward the front, off a couple of skates. Back out through the crease and wide. Alexander. One touch through Maeda. And the Rams set up shot. Campbell, oh, he tried to pass, ended up being a shot on Ethan Williams. He kicks that to the corner. Campbell again. He's incorrigible, but he's stripped of the puck by Maeda. Charging after it, Martin. Dropped it back. Good one onto Caputo, but his feet to the point was too hard to handle. And here are the Rams after the turnover. Cullen Campbell. Not to be confused with Colin Campbell. It's Cullen, as in Matt Cullen, C-U-L-L-E-N. Unable to make a play there. Caputo couldn't chip it by. Drew Alexander. 2 goals on the game. Maneuvering and shooting, and that went right between the goaltender and the net, I think. The referee washed it out like it was a close call. Ryan Walker forechecking hard. Landon Klein joins the party. Klein, who scored late last week to pull one back for the Indians, make it 4-3 against Mount Lebo before the Blue Devils added an empty netter. The puck frozen. That's why we got the stoppage there. PT by 2. Still more than half the game to go. Here's an opportunity off the shot by Taggart, blocked to the end wall. Taggart, a freshman, a goal and an assist this year for Pine Richland, wearing number 56. So Drew Alexander with a couple of goals tonight has extended his point streak to 8 games. Now 10 goals on the season. Quite the run for Alexander. Klein trying to get by. It's right on goal and patted out by Sudak just to be safe in case his defenseman didn't get there. Poon slings it toward the front. Off a couple of sticks, and Nick Coop took over but couldn't get it out of the zone. Past Matthew Scoubert and company. So this line doing some work. Forcing the Rams to sweat a little bit. Proctor. gets open and simply ices the puck. Didn't want to take any chances. Peters Township is 4-3 on home ice this season. They open with back-to-back losses at home. When's the last time you could say that? North Allegheny 2-1, Seneca Valley 6-2, but then wins against Mount Lebo, Central Catholic, and Bethel Park in succession, and the Miners Cup victory 7-0 against Cannon Mac. Sudak makes a glove save, and we'll do it again. On the road, Peters Township 2-3. Well, 2-2-1, technically. They lost in a shootout to Cathedral Prep a week ago today. Then the regulation loss to Mount Lebo, as well as Upper St. Clair, 3-0. And they beat Pine Richland, as previously reported, 3-2 on the road opening week. Repepe tapped it down the wall. Kozak fires it across, and it does hop out through to center and into Peters Township real estate. Maeda, a dangle around a ram. Over to O'Donnell, back to Maeda. Back to O'Donnell in the circle. Right toward the net. Bad save by Sudak. And the Rams are away. Maybe a chance here for Howard. He's knocked down from behind, and that's a penalty. A holding call against Caven Fisher. And that was actually Tarasovich, pardon me. Aiden Tarasovich draws the call. Well, holding was called. I'm not sure that's holding. At any rate, the penalty on the board to Fisher and the Indians with 7.5 to go in the second period. First power play of the night for Pine Richland. There is Fisher. Van Meter lines it up. Shot deflected. Williams holds it on the tip from Howard. Williams stopped 9 in the first period. Pine Richland eventually scored on its 11th shot of the game. Here in the second on the penalty shot by Zachary Howard. Turned over in front. Williams boots it out on the stuff try by Campbell. Indians can't clear though. Van Meter wristing, blocked in front. Still available and backhanded out through to the safety of center. Alexander forcing a lateral pass. Peters Township has 3 shorthanded goals this season. One each by Alexander Martin and Troy Jones. I don't think Troy's in the lineup tonight, though. Tapped along, second half of the power play for Pine Richland. They set up in the offensive zone. Great pass across. Campbell, near side Howard, and a pad save by Williams. Campbell from the left side, stumbled down, lost the puck, but threw it out to the line, and yes, it was out into the neutral zone. Tarasovich couldn't hold it. So Pine Richland buzzing. They've gotten 3 or 4 shots on target here against Ethan Williams, but nothing behind him on the power play. Off the tie-up. Tarasovich gets it back here. Feeds to the near side. And Casper. All the way over and shot in behind the goal. Tarasovich at the point. Got around Caputo. Caputo catches up at the half wall. Casper. Tarasovich. Tarasovich shot blocked in front. Caputo clears for Peters Township. And the power play is over for Pine Richland. And it's an icing against the Rams. Pine Richland has given up 4 goals. That's 2 more than they usually allow in a full game. They have the second best defensive record in Class AAA coming into tonight. And their power play is number 1 in the league, 30%. You can see why. They work the puck very well through the penalty killing formation. That's always the hardest play for goaltenders to track. Left to right, right to left. When a goalie moves, it's a lot more likely the puck will find a hole on him. If he's set up square to the puck, it's going to be tougher to beat him. Common sense, but reinforced by the data at every level, honestly. Fisher's shot. Palmieri tipped it wide. Halloran drives it deep for Peters Township. Up the far wall. Palmieri gloved it down. And the Indians have possession again. Tonight's game brought to you by Eric Martin, Certified Financial Planner at Ameriprise Financial. Thanks to Eric for his season-long sponsorship. Right to the front. And muscled off the puck was Halloran. Off the centering pass. Van Meter wanted to try to make a feed. To the back door. No sale. Here's Martin. Or pardon, O'Donnell rather. Once and twice and gets it in deep. Repepe, O'Donnell, and Poon out there. Poon intercepts. Jeremy Poon, though, gave it away behind that to Van Meter, and then Repepe hit him from behind. Penalty called. Back-to-back power plays now for Pine Richland. Couple of minutes of 5-on-5 play and right back to the box for Peters Township. So Repepe is off, and his teammates are tasked with shutting down this top-ranked power play again. Drop of the puck, and it's Wateska saucering it down the ice, all 200 feet. Up the far wall, Howard. Good pass to the on-charging Cullen Campbell. Pulls up, tried to pass, broken up, and snapped off the near side glass and all the way down. 3 minutes to go in the second. Campbell has a look. Filters it far side. This is Howard. Off to Kozak. Center point, Tarasovic. Far side, Campbell. He's the trigger man. And his pass is off the stick of Camden Martin and out to center. 1 minute to go in this power play. Campbell savvily holding onto the puck. Now Kozak tees it up. Tarasovic, far side. Campbell holding. Campbell giving to Howard. He's stripped and cleared by Fisher. PT penalty killers just a little bit stronger on the puck right now, stronger on their sticks. And it's paying off to this point at least. Campbell fouled on the check by Alexander. The Rams will try it on the far wing. Howard, who has a penalty shot goal in this second period. He had to score it twice. The first one was wiped out for some reason, unbeknownst to me at least. Van Meter backhanding toward the front. Swooping in to take that for Sella. Now he's in the bumper spot in the middle. It's a 1-3-1 formation for Pine Richland. Wrist shot by Van Meter. Gloved and held by Ethan Williams. 3 seconds to go on the power play. So funny how things turn. I think Pine Richland was happy to get to the first period buzzer, just down 3. Now I think PT would be happy to get to the second intermission, down or up just 2. And a wrist shot off the post from Roger Williams. The Rams inches away from a 1-goal game. Maybe one solitary inch, in fact. Vercella setting it up. Williams makes a save. Vercella trying to bank it in. And Williams holds it out on the far post. Taggart lurking as well. Here's a great replay. Zoomed in. Oh boy, it ended up behind Williams, but Austin Corbel there behind his netminder to help him out. Hey, the goalie helps you out a lot. You can always return the favor. And Corbel did. Palmieri has an assist in this game. Clears it in around the kick plate. Caputo couldn't get there, but Holleran will. Turned it over in the slot. Under a minute to go in the second. Campbell downshifting. Trying to pass again. Another block. This time by Corbel, but the Rams have it back. But Tarasovic couldn't pull the trigger from the left circle. Maeda to the outside. Dragged down by Williams. Play continuing. The puck still behind the Rams' net with a half minute to go. Holleran turned it over to Williams. Up the far side. Tarasovic clears. Still on the skates of Campbell. Oh, Caputo nearly got behind the defense with the puck. But here are the Rams. Odd man rush. Campbell looking, passing, and it's blocked. Great job by Corbel to get in the way of that with just 10 seconds to go in the period. Proctor, one last shot. Save made, or actually blocked in front, and it bounced out to Tarasovic, but time ran out before he could whip it on frame. Just one goal in that period, very early on. Scored twice by Zachary Howard. It counted for one, of course. And that's it. The Rams hit a post. The Rams had a couple of power plays. The Indians had a power play of their own, but no further action on the score sheet. We'll go to the third with the Indians up by 2, trying to snap a 2-game winless streak and trying to break Pine Richland's 3-game win streak. We'll see if they can or if the Rams turn the tables on them after this break on 10 Band TV. Stay with us.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
2 jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Been contributing there, play-by-play and analysis, time and talents. This season, Martin going cross rink, came right to the doorstep, score! Drew Alexander. Well, Martin wasn't trying to feed him, but it came. Ivancic sending it ahead. Fisher, the defenseman, in on the play, score! Counterattack goal, Kevin Fisher to the roof, 2-0. Driven toward the goal by Gajtka, that was blocked down. Great move to the outside, Cullen Campbell. Glove save by Ethan Williams, and he holds it, keeping it 2-0. Man, we've had some action early, haven't we? Back to take was Colton Andragetti. Martin's lurking, Alexander's got Caputo in front. Alexander scores! How about that shot? No angle, no problem. Martin got around a couple of Rams with some smooth stick handling. Martin to the doorstep, scores! The backhand deke. And he slipped it into the goal behind. Oh, I just noticed that. Took it away from Murphy. Great deke to the outside and a stop by Williams. Fantastic move by Tarasovic, and they score on the rebound. Pine Richland gets on the board, a much-needed goal for the Rams with 4.5 to play in the first. Martin tapping it forward. Campbell, though, trying to turn the corner. Cullen Campbell, look at Williams, way out of his net to make that stop and freeze the puck with 2:41 to play before the break. Now trying to come to the doorstep is Campbell, and he stopped once and stopped twice. Another rebound, and it hit a Ram right in front of the net. Oh my, tough break for Pine Richland. I think that was going back Maeda, trying to find some space. All over him, Campbell for Pine Richland. But now Martin with some room, shot it and a save by Sudak. It jumped over the goal to the far side. Martin on it again. Feels like 91 into the second. Campbell gets it back, hits the trailer. Cruising in, Van Meter, great save, rebound again, and it's under Williams, no, it's under an Indian, and it's a penalty shot. Covered up in the crease, no idea what this is about, but it's back to 4-1, and now Howard's got to try to score again after that beautiful move. The head games, and the shot and the score. So no deke, he shoots, he still scores. Probably feels games. Now 10 goals on the season. Quite the run for Alexander. Klein trying to get by. It's right on goal and patted out by Sudak just to be safe in case his defenseman didn't get there. Right toward the net. Pad save by Sudak. And the Rams are away. Maybe a chance here for Howard. He's knocked down from behind, and that's a penalty. A holding call against Kevin Fisher. And that was by Zachary Howard. Turned over in front. Williams boots it out on the stuff try by Campbell. Indians can't clear though. Van Meter wristing, blocked in front. Still available and backhanded out through to the safety. Long second half of the power play for Pine Richland. They set up in the offensive zone. Great pass across. Campbell near side. Howard and a pad save by Williams. Campbell from the left side. Inch, in fact. Vercella setting it up. Williams makes a save. Vercella trying to bank it in. And Williams holds it out on the far post.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
2 jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino, extra caramel.
That's us. I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings, all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Two jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino, extra caramel.
That's us. I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Hey there, hockey fans! You already know 10-Band TV can stream live regional sports. But did you know you can also stream the best of the local music scene as well? Music from the 412 is live and streaming 24/7 on 10-Band TV. Watch music videos, concerts, and original programming free from the comfort of your couch. Featuring the best of music and artists from Pittsburgh and Western PA. Tune in today.
For over 20 years, groups, families, and individuals have been saving money with the Avia Dental Plan.
For as little as $9.25 a month, members can save up to 50% or more on dental care.
Plus, everyone qualifies, and there is no waiting or limits on visits to the dentist.
Start saving today with the Avia Dental Plan.
Go to getlowcostdental.com or call 1-888-431-2273. Smile. You're with people who care.
affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
2 jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Discover the heart of Pittsburgh at Mount Washington Shop and Save. At Mount Washington Shop and Save, we're more than just a grocery store. We're your neighborhood destination. From the freshest local produce to gourmet delights, we've got it all under one roof. Experience convenience, quality, and savings all in the heart of Mount Washington. Mount Washington Shop and Save, where Pittsburgh shops with a view. Shop smart, shop local, shop Mount Washington Shop and Save.
Two jumbo iced caramel drizzle peppermint mochaccino. Extra caramel.
That's us.
I'd love to join you guys at the beach house for a few days, but between my job and the kids, it's just not that easy. Not to mention, how am I squeezing into a bikini after this winter?
Keeping off extra pounds while balancing a family and a career can be tough. And 500-calorie coffees won't get you there either. Weight Loss Direct provides a 24/7 support and one-on-one coaching to keep you on track and guarantee you success and health. Start your journey at weightlossdirect.com.
Hey there, hockey fans! You already know 10 Band TV can stream live regional sports. But did you know you can also stream the best of the local music scene as well? Music from the 412 is live and streaming 24/7 on 10 Band TV. Watch music videos, concerts, and original programming free from the comfort of your couch. Featuring the best of music and artists from Pittsburgh and Western PA. Tune in today.
Well, it's been a great game so far. Peters Township leads Pine Richland 4-2 through 2 periods from Printscape Arena in South Point. I'm Matt Gajtka, your humble host and play-by-play broadcaster for the evening. Todd Kazarowski and his 10-Band TV crew are on site. And thank you again to Eric Martin, Certified Financial Planner of Ameriprise Financial, for helping to make this broadcast possible with his season-long sponsorship on 10-Band TV and on PetersHockey.tv. I always forget about the simulcast. How could I forget about that? Peters Township with the 2-goal edge after scoring all 4 of their goals in the first period. In fact, Peters Township led 4-0, and then Pine Richland bounced back with a late goal in the first and an early one on a penalty shot for their leading scorer, Zach Howard. That was less than a minute into the second period. We had 3 power plays in the second period, but no goals on those power plays. And so that's where we stand at 4-2. Brett Sudak remains in net for Pine Richland. Ethan Williams, one good period away from improving his record to 3-0 on the season. Of course, having a good period is also predicated on his teammates playing well in front of him, not all on the goaltender. Howard versus Alexander at the faceoff circle. 2 players who've scored a ton this year. In fact, they both have 10 goals. Alexander has 2 for Peters Township tonight. Camden Martin, a goal and 2 assists. Charlie Caputo has added an assist as well. High drive over the head of Ethan Williams. Caven Fisher scored his 2nd goal of the year back in the first on a partial breakaway. On a pass from Blake Ivancic, who earned his first assist of his varsity career to go with his 4 goals so far. So half minute into the third frame, PT has struggled in the third period in its last 2 games. It gave up 3 goals to Mount Lebo in their previous outing in a 5-3 loss. 3 goals in the third period, that is. And it gave up a late tying goal to Cathedral Prep up in Erie a week ago in what became a shootout defeat. So they got a point, but could have had a victory. Martin, oh my, one-timer. The puck came right to him between the circles, and he misfired high in a bid for his 2nd goal of the evening. Wrist shot from Wateska didn't get through. The puck still up for grabs and taken on by Wateska. Backpedaling at his own blue line. Maeda swirling and giving away on the pass across. Howard toward the middle. Maeda intercepts. He gave it up just inside the line. Tarasovic. But he overskated the puck, and the Indians do get the clear. Peters Township trying to improve to 5-3 on home ice. Right to the front, Williams, and he snags it before Tarasovic could. This is the final game of 2023 for Peters Township. Their 12th game. They sit at 6-4-1 on the year. Pine Richland comes in at 7-2, but as I mentioned before, the Rams have played just 3 games over the past 5 weeks. They're all wins, but not exactly the easiest way to get a rhythm going. If you're playing less than once a week, way less than once a week, it's just a tough part of the schedule to fight through. They won't play again until January as well after tonight. So, you know, both teams are going to leave it out there, you would imagine, assuming the score remains in reach for Pine Richland. Williams dumps in. That's Roger Williams. Corbel banks it over to Fisher, his defense partner. Fisher couldn't clear. Picked off by Tarasovic again. He's been good on the forecheck and forcing turnovers tonight. No icing here. Williams has to backtrack for it. And he retrieves and feeds. High in the air off the stick of Parkhill. Right to Repepe, wristing, save by Sudak. John Repepe, one of those pucks that just hops to you. It happens in the game of hockey. You got to be ready for your opportunities because they can come out of nowhere. Fisher, nice work in front of the net to rip it away from Noah Taggart. Taggart continues to pressure Fisher, but Fisher dished it up the wall to Repepe. Cross rink, looking for Poon. Too far for him to reach. Wateska lifts it off the wood. Maeda hands off. And back out through to center. Not a lot for either side so far. The shots through 2 periods. 23 for Pine Richland, 21 for Peters Township. PT scored on 4 of 9 shots in the first period, including 3 of 6 on the starting goaltender for Pine Richland, Nathan Dembowski, who was chased. It's now the junior Brett Sudak. taking over for the senior Dembowski. Douglas Van Meter. Since the Rams took that timeout, down 3-0 though, they've been a much better squad. Campbell's backhand pass over to Benjamin Bailey's, who's been kind of quiet tonight outside of his 2 penalties. Campbell tried to find Bailey's at the bottom edge of the right circle. That's broken up. Caputo run over at center, but now Alexander picks it up. 1-on-2. Alexander, save made by Sudak, and the rebound swatted away to the near side by Kozak. Fisher dropped it. Martin passing over. This is game 1 of our Tuesday night high school hockey night doubleheader, week 12 in the PIHL. And it is game 12, as I mentioned, for Peters Township. So on the 1 game a week pattern, they'll have 8 after the new year. Pine Richland will have 10 rather, to play after the new year. I can count, usually. But these 2 teams are done after tonight, unless they play in the Penguins Cup playoffs. And once again, looks like both will make it, although nothing guaranteed, especially for Peters Township. Still in 5th place, tied 5th with Bethel Park. Corbel high off the window. On down, no icing here. Van Meter spins off the forward-checking pressure of Matthew Scouvert. And on down it goes, just wide of the Indians' net. Icing called, with Fisher back to take. Our next Peters Township broadcast on Peters Hockey TV will be at North Allegheny, January the 4th. Turning drive by Ivancic. He's had a pretty good night tonight. He's been involved a lot. That's stopped by Sudak. Brett Sudak's been strong. Here's a chance for Schultz. Off the body of Williams. And bounces into the near corner. To the point. Williams on goal, and Williams the save, and the net's knocked off its moorings. That's the reason for the whistle. Tough break there for the Rams. They had something going. There's Ethan Williams tapping his post. Well, that's way off its peg. But made the save just in case. Can never be too sure. With Carson Versella lurking. It was Versella who almost banked it in off Ethan Williams late in the second period. The Rams also hit a post in the second, late stages of it. But we've been stuck at 4-2 for well over a period now. Ever since Zach Howard's successful penalty shot. After the break, Peters Township has 3 of 4 on the road, so this one critical to nail down if they want to stay in the race for home ice, especially in the first round of the playoffs. Another icing against Pine Richland. They'll be at North Allegheny, then 11 days off, then at Central Catholic at Alpha in Harmerville before they host Baldwin here at Printscape. So PT won't be home again after this one for a month and 4 days. Blast toward the net, never got through from Fisher, looking for his first career 2-goal game, at least at this level. Fisher's been a strong player for PT this year and last. Getting a lot of ice time. The Alexander line is out there right now. And ranging over Schleeper. There's some good skating from him to tap it off the blade of Carson Parkhill. And a stoppage in play. Is it a penalty? Oh my, it's another penalty against Benjamin Bailey's. And I think I called him the captain earlier. He has the A on his jersey for alternate captain. 3 penalties in this game for Pine Richland, all taken by Bailey's. this time with exactly 10 minutes to go in the third. Shots are 27-25 Pine Richland. 4 apiece in the third. Alexander, PT's got a PP goal already. Martin scores on the rebound. That might have done it. Alexander shooting. The initial save made by Sudak, but Martin throws it into the yawning cage for his second goal of the game, his second power play goal of the game, his 10th tally of the season. Here's a second look. Martin actually didn't get a lot on that shot, but it didn't matter. The net was so open. PT 2 for 3 on the power play tonight. The PPG for PT times 2. So Bailey's penalty hurts. It was for holding, for posterity's sake. And the first goal for Peters Township in a period and a half or so. So they've got 5 on the board. They've only scored this many 3 times this year. 7-0 against Cannon Mac. 6-2 against Mount Lebo, both games you saw here on 10 Band and Peters Hockey TV. Alexander wedged off the puck. Another point for Alexander, too. Caputo gets the secondary helper. Backhand toward the front by Howard. Ethan Williams stops the music. So the power play goal. PT trying to rise up the rankings in power play percentage. They came in at 19%, not bad on the surface, but 8th out of 11 teams. 2 for 3 is going to help this evening. I believe a hand pass is called here. That goal for Martin scored at 7:08. I prefer to just go with time remaining in the period because it's hard to do the math on these 17-minute periods. So with 9:52 to go, Martin makes it a 3-goal game again for the first time since the first period. Up around to the near side and Fisher. He's going to chase back into his own end. Clear it around to Schleeper. Got to the line, but no further. Schultz. Fisher wiped him out, but not legally. Penalty on the way against Peters Township. That stops play with 7:41 to go in the period and in regulation. Second penalty of the night against Caven Fisher. So he's all over the score sheet. Driven around and out. Martin got a stick on it. Kicked ahead by Martin. So third power play for Pine Richland. And if there's ever a time they need to come through, it's right now. Fisher nabbed for tripping. Cross rink. Campbell gets it back. Cullen Campbell. Number 34 in green. On the overlap, it's Howard to the near side and Campbell again. Campbell to Howard. Cruising, looking for a man open. Goes all the way back out to Logan Kozak. To the near side and Van Meter at the point. And Campbell again. Just perimeter stuff so far for Pine Richland on this power play. Van Meter shooting deflected off a Peters Township player. That was off of Gajtka, and Williams had to be sharp to make that reflex save. Howard looking to send it toward the middle. That's off a stick, off of Martin's twig. And it's Howard. Over to the near side. Campbell tries to go top shelf. Williams had that measured with the shoulder. 27 seconds remaining on the power play. Van Meter to Campbell. Good move to the inside. Couldn't get the shot off. Now it's free for Kozak. Centers it. Here's Van Meter's shot. That's blocked in front. And the net's off again. Actually, that was Tarasovic who had that chance after all the chaos. Second look at that first shot was blocked, but it came right over to Kozak. Did a great job to center it, in fact. And here's Tarasovic shooting again off of Gajtka. Bailey's. Power play coming to an end. It is over in 1 second, and there it goes. The Indians get one last clear. They took advantage of still being on the power play to ice it legally. 5.5 to go. Pine Richland's got it shifted into high gear now. Versilla serves it across. Here's Howard looking to go back to Versilla. That was Bailey's actually on the feed. Broken up. To the line and Casper. Down the boards, Gajtka off the stick of Ivancic. Out it goes, could be a 2-on-1. Chance to feed it across for Holleran, but he couldn't get it through to Paul Mary, who knocked the net off its mooring. Under 5 to play. This is our first of a Tuesday night doubleheader. I've mentioned a couple of times. We've got a D2 Blue game coming up. That's right, the Trinity Hillers make their season debut on 10 Band TV. And look at this, Brady Holler into the box. Another power play for Pine Richland. So the Indians aren't quite out of the woods yet. Anyway, Trinity, the Hillers, look for their second win of the season as they host the Morgantown Mohegans out of West Virginia. My first G2 game as well on 10 Band TV ever. So looking forward to seeing some fresh faces and names. Hope you can join us for the 9 o'clock tilt. Well, might be a little after 9 at this point. This game is running a bit long with all the goals, several penalties. We had that long delay regarding the retake of the penalty shot for Zach Howard back in the second period. There is Howard handing it off. Van Meter shooting. Williams the save, and it was loose at his feet for a second, but he eventually freezes with Tarasovic lurking. So Holleran's in the box. Fourth power play for Pine Richland. They are 0 for 3 on the night. Trying to avoid a rare 0 for. Howard, good skating to the outside. Stopped by Williams. Rebound pushed right back into the wake of Campbell, but he couldn't shoot it. Campbell again, centering. Tarasovic. Howard, nope, poked off their sticks and all the way back down into Pine Richland real estate. Holleran called for delay of game. Didn't have that on my bingo card. All the way across, Williams with a brilliant save on Cullen Campbell from point blank. That's twice that Williams has snared a would-be goal off the stick of Campbell. Let's look at that one again. That was pretty. And this one was from even closer than the chance was in the first period. How about that dish by Tarasovic? Great play, and probably should have been 5-3, but deserved. Ain't got nothing to do with it, as they say. Sometimes you just get robbed. Campbell did there. Would have been his 6th of the season. Stays stuck on 5. Cross ring pass. So the power play is still on for another half minute. Bailey's couldn't knock it down. PT gets the clear again. As we tick toward 3 minutes to go in this game. Peters Township trying to skate into the break at 7-4-1. Versilla tried to drop it back. Instead, it's forced forward. Versilla back there taking a look again. Wrister by Bailey's, deflected up and out of play. So if PT wins this, they'll jump to 15 points, tied for 3rd with Upper St. Clair. PT will have played 2 more games than the Panthers, though. So I guess by points percentage, Upper St. Clair will still have the edge for 3rd. Power play is over. The Rams are 0 for 4. Not for lack of trying on these last 2 opportunities, that's for sure. Couldn't get one past Ethan Williams, though. Just trying to stay perfect record-wise on the year. Pine Richland loses this game, they will be dropping down to 5th. 1 ahead of Bethel Park on the points race. Another shot out of play. Seneca Valley's in first. 9-3 is the record for the Raiders. 18 total points. They've also played 12 games. So Peters Township will be 3 points behind Seneca Valley, 1 point behind North Allegheny. With this result, I doubt Pine Richland's going to pull their goaltender, but you never know. Van Meter stumbled down, turning hard against the pressure of Caputo. Martin, they did empty the net, and it's a goal for Martin, a hat trick. Didn't see that coming, but the Rams pulling out all the stops, and Martin makes them pay. 2 here in the 3rd for Camden Martin, and another hat trick for him, his 2nd HT of the season. He also scored 3 against Cannon Mac in the Miners Cup game. An even strength empty net goal. Caputo picks up an assist. By my accounting, that's 3 assists for Charlie Caputo. And that'll truly wrap it up. Brett Sudak's back in net. Up the wall, Blake Schultz was wiped out by O'Donnell. The Indians are keeping the pedal down as far as physicality goes. And again, another hit by Schleeper this time on Schultz, but the Rams get a chance. Shot just wide by Parkhill. 90 seconds to go in this game. Williams harassed by Matthew Scouvert, still in search of his first varsity point. We'll see if he can get it here on the final shift of the game for him. Headman pass for him, but intercepted by the aware Roger Williams. Williams has Schultz going to the goal. Pass too hard and too far away from him to handle. Klein breaks it up for PT, under a minute to play. Mayetta to the high flip. And what do we have here? Offside against PT. This is the only game of the night in AAA. North Allegheny plays at Mount Lebo on Thursday, so with a win there, the Tigers could retake first place by themselves heading into the winter break. Offside against Pine Richland here. Bailey's creeping in. Bethel Park also plays Baldwin on Thursday. I believe we have that game. North Allegheny at Mount Lebo, if I'm not mistaken. On 10-band TV. I thought I saw that on the promo that we run for the game in between periods. Williams wanted to hold that, or wanted to play it, I should say. Ended up needing to hold it with a man in his face for Sella. Luca Mayetta also gets an assist on that empty netter for Camden Martin. He has scored goals numbers 9, 10, and 11 tonight. Shot saved by Williams from Adam Proctor. 25 seconds to go in the game. Scoovert draws it back to Williams, who does keep it moving this time. Murphy fell down at center. Scoovert's back out there, like I said, trying to get on the board as a varsity man. Vercella stripped by a couple of Indians. Down to 10 seconds. Chipped in by Fisher. He's one of my stars of the night. Time runs out. Indians win. Indians win a 4-goal first period. 2 more in the third. PT gets back in the win column. They enter the holiday winter break at 7-4-1, and they end Pine Richland's 3-game win streak, dropping the Rams to 7-3. The two teams now separated by just 1 point in the standings, and PT sweeps the season series against the guys in green. Rick Tingle's squad now with points in 7 of their last 8 games. 6-1-1 after the 1-3 start. Camden Martin scores the hat trick, gets an assist, a couple of assists as well, so a 5-point day for Martin. Alexander scores twice. Also, Caven Fisher getting on the board tonight. Assists for Luca Mayetta, 2 of them. 3 for Charlie Caputo. And Ethan Williams, junior goalie, improves to 3-0-0 on the season with the win for Pine Richland. Zach Howard scores his team high 10th on a penalty shot, and Jeremy Casper scores his 4th. Brett Sudak comes on in relief, but Nathan Dembowski ends up taking the loss. He's now 2-2. That's it for us for the first half of this high school hockey night live doubleheader on 10-band TV. Thanks again to Eric Martin of Ameriprise Financial for his season-long sponsorship. Thank you for watching. I'm Matt Gajtka. Coming up next on 10-band TV on the PIHL channel, Trinity hosts Morgantown in a D2 Blues showdown to finish up the night. Stay with us. If you're not staying with us, God bless. Have a great holiday, and I'll talk to you in 2024 for more Peters Township hockey. Been contributing there, play-by-play and analysis, time and talents this season. Martin going cross-rink, came right to the doorstep, score! Drew Alexander. Well, Martin wasn't trying to feed him, but it came. Ivanchich sending it ahead. Fisher, the defenseman, in on the play, score! Counter-attack goal! Caven Fisher to the roof, 2-0. Driven toward the goal by Wateska. That was blocked down. Great move to the outside. Cullen Campbell. Glove save by Ethan Williams, and he holds it, keeping it 2-0. Man, we've had some action early, haven't we? Back to take was Colton Andragetti. Martin's lurking. Alexander's got Caputo in front. Alexander scores! How about that shot? No angle, no problem. Martin got around a couple of Rams with some smooth stick handling. Martin to the doorstep, scores! The backhand deke. And he slipped it into the goal behind. Oh, I just noticed that. Took it away from Murphy. Great deke to the outside and a stop by Williams. Fantastic move by Tarasovic, and they score on the rebound. Pine Richland gets on the board, a much-needed goal for the Rams with 4.5 to play in the first. Martin tapping it forward. Campbell, though, trying to turn the corner. Cullen Campbell, look at Williams, way out of his net to make that stop and freeze the puck with 2:41 to play before the break. Now trying to come to the doorstep is Campbell, and he stopped once and stopped twice. Another rebound, and it hit a ram right in front of the net. Oh my, tough break for Pine Richland. I think that was going back to my head, trying to find some space. All over him, Campbell for Pine Richland. But now Martin with some room, shot it and a save by Sudak. It jumped over the goal to the far side. Martin on it again. Feels like 91 into the second. Campbell gets it back, hits the trailer. Cruising in, Van Meter, great save, rebound again, and it's under Williams. No, it's under an Indian, and it's a penalty shot. Covered up in the crease. No idea what this is about, but it's back to 4-1, and now Howard's got to try to score again after that beautiful move. The head games, and the shot and the score. So no deke, he shoots, he still scores. Brian games. Now 10 goals on the season. Quite the run for Alexander. Klein trying to get by. It's right on goal and patted out by Sudak just to be safe in case his defenseman didn't get there. Right toward the net. Pat save by Sudak. And the Rams are away. Maybe a chance here for Howard. He's knocked down from behind, and that's a penalty. A holding call against Caven Fisher. Now by Zachary Howard. Turned over in front. Williams boots it out on the stuff try by Campbell. Indians can't clear, though. Van Meter wristing, blocked in front. Still available, and backhanded out through to the safety. Long second half of the power play for Pine Richland. They set up in the offensive zone. Great pass across. Campbell, near side Howard, and a pad save by Williams. Campbell from the left side, in fact. Vercella setting it up. Williams makes a save. Vercella trying to bank it in. And Williams holds it out on the far post. Peters Township trying to improve to 5-3 on home ice. Right to the front. Williams, and he snags it before Tarasovic could. This is the final game. Body of Williams. And bounces into the near corner. To the point. Williams on goal. And Williams the save. And the net's knocked off its moorings. That's the reason for the whistle. 27-25 Pine Richland. 4 apiece in the third. Alexander. PT's got a PP goal already. Martin scores on the rebound. That might have done it. Alexander shooting. The 7 seconds remaining on the power play. Van Meter to Campbell. Good move to the inside. Couldn't get the shot off. Now it's free for Kozak. Centers it. Here's Van Meter's shot. That's blocked in front. And the net's off again. 0 for 3 on the night. Trying to avoid a rare 0 for. Howard. Good skating to the outside. Stopped by Williams. Rebound. Pushed right back into the wake of Campbell, but he couldn't shoot it. Holleran called for delay of game. Didn't have that on my bingo card. All the way across. Williams with a brilliant save on Cullen Campbell from point blank. Halloran called for delay of game. Didn't have that on my bingo card. All the way across, Williams with a brilliant save on Cullen Campbell from point blank. Stumbled down, turning hard against the pressure of Caputo. Martin, they did empty the net, and it's a goal for Martin, a hat trick. Didn't see that coming, but the Rams pulling out all this. PT gets back in the win column. They enter the holiday winter break at 7-4-1, and they end Pine Richland's 3-game win streak, dropping the Rams to 7-3. The two teams now separated by just 1 point.